After knowing how the exam looks like, now I will show you some lab demos with explanations, and it will be very helpful for your later preparation. Okay, this page and the next page is for physical topologies, and this one is for 5.5.12. Cisco has two types of racks. And this one is about 5.5.12. The interface, the port type of firewall for physical firewalls and 2 physical switches, and all rest virtual devices are all installed on an ESXi server connecting to physical switch 1. Okay, physical topology is only for layer 2 connection. Connections. Okay. And this one is for 5.5.16. You can see the difference between these two racks. Okay. And this is the logical topology presenting all devices, including physical devices and virtual devices. If you have already prepared for the last version before, you will see there is no much difference between them. Here are the devices like web security appliance, DNA center, and attack simulator, as well as identity service engine and AD. Okay, you will see that they have removed router 11 used to be here, connected to router 10, and for email communication. Email server 1 and email server 2. In the exam, it is CCIE.com and Cisco.com. These two email communications between these two domains. Okay, but now in the current version, this info are in the last version, but now in the new version they have they have removed. Also here, email security appliance has been removed as well. Okay, used to be here. Alright, this is the first one difference, and the second one is the interface of router system, and they have changed the interfaces. So you need to double check the interfaces and configure on the right one. Okay. And here is the second difference. And the third one is the routing protocol. And they used to use static rules in the last version, but now they add errors for OSPF routing protocol, and the other one is this one, EIGRP protocol. One, they add umbrella content here for DNS security. In the fifth one is they removed stillwatch. There is no stillwatch content in the new version. Okay. Or maybe here they give TAC PC for tech security tech is 110. Alright, so you should get familiar with this logical topology by checking with the requirements of each task, and finally figure out get clear to the traffic flows. For example, sales and finance PC, they have requirements for accessing their server respectively, and here we will deploy an active and standby failover, and here we will deploy an active failover. So sales PC traffic will go through like this, and the finance traffic will go through like that. Okay. Okay, let's finish this content and move on. Now let's look at demo 1. Demo 1 here includes task 2.1. As we mentioned just now, it's for active and standby failover on these two devices. And task 2.3 active and active failover on physical S1 and 2 here. For sales PC and finance PC, we finally will deploy in any connect virtual private networks. So before we bring the virtual private network up, we need to configure the basic configuration for the virtual ASA and physical ASAs first. Alright, such as the security level and interface and some rules as well. And task 1.2 is about AnyConnect virtual private network, and we will secure the traffic from sales PC and finance PC to sales server and finance server respectively. Here, the last one, task 4.5 is about, it's a new content, differently from the last version. It's about device administration with using TACAS protocol. Okay, so you will configure two users. The first one, R1 admin, and the second one, R1 operate. Two users, and finally each user should have its own privilege level and command authorization command set. And I can tell you that for this user, only one command should be allowed. That is show NTP status. While the first one, R1 admin, user should have 5 commands status. Here, okay, only one command, and this user should have 5 commands available for him. Well, alright. Okay, this is the content for demo 1. And you should know the dependence between the tasks. As we said, in order to get the finance and sales PC connecting to the virtual private network server successfully, you need to configure the virtual ASA first. Okay, and the traffic is go through these two devices. So finally, before you verify the outputs here and here, before the final verification is done, you need to have these two tasks done first. Okay, and this should be easy to understand. Okay, this task is independent tasks separately. So only you will configure the configuration on router 1 and send the task request to Identity Service Engine to get authenticated and authorized. And once get authenticated and authorized successfully, you will get the authentication and authorization profile to have the final access. Alright. And now let's look at demo 2. Same like demo 1, task 2.2 is about active standby failover, and you will gonna configure these two devices here, active and standby failover. And here for ASA3 and 4, you need to deploy cluster configuration. Okay, and here you will deploy port channel as well, and the sub interface. And finally, task 1.3 for clientless SSL with virtual private network, same line sales PC and finance PC, marketing PC and engineering PC should access engineering here. Finally, connecting to router 14. And the marketing here, router 14 for marketing server, and here for engineering server. Okay. So marketing and engineering PCs should access their own server respectively and securely. Okay. And this is all about demo 2. And here for umbrella, we will have a separate page for this content later, and we will check it at that page. And demo 3 is about task 1.4 about these devices, and we will deploy side-to-side IPsec virtual private network. Okay. And they just change some requirements for this task, and the rest configuration are almost the same as the one in last version. Okay. This is an independent task as well. And for demo 4, we start configuring task 3.1, and we will configure on these devices. This is a virtual switch 1 and TAC PC, and we will configure 1x authentication about AAA authentication. One of the AAA authentication. And later you will see MAB authentication, which is MAC authentication bypass. And here in the last version, TrustSec is deployed on switch 7. But now in this new version, we should deploy this protocol on switch 1. Okay, so task 4.2 about DNA center and ISE integration. We will create secure tags, secure group tabs on DNA center, and then the DNA center will push the tags into identity service engine to make it work. Okay, and you can see finally TACPC need to access engineering server, and the traffic is go through next generation IPS. So we will need to allow the traffic by configuring access policy on the device, on this device. Okay, and this one, task 3.5 about syslog, is an independent task too. We will deploy syslog here, and same like the previous version task, they add more requirements for this task. Basically, it's very easy to configure and deploy this task. Okay. Here is demo file, and we will deploy MAB authentication, the second authentication of AAA authentications, and we will configure on switch 4, and finally CompTIA PC need to access the servers. Alright, and this and the task 4.3 is about web security appliance, and we will need to configure web redirect on in the last version, in the old version, version 6, we need to deploy inbound traffic but now we need to deploy in egress. Used to be ingress traffic, but now it's egress. Okay. So, and they add one more server. Used to be internet server only, and now they add internet server. The requirements for internet server access as well. Okay. So demo file is about these two tasks. And now let's look at demo 6. Demo 6 is for task 1.5, which is about flash virtual private network with using L2TP protocol. Okay. To expand the networks behind router 16 and router 5, this next subnet. Okay. And task 3.3 should be configured on switch 7. And finally, QAPC is for 31x authentication. And finally, QAPC need to access the intranet server. So you can see the traffic is go through these two devices as well. And task 1.3 should be done first before you can successfully verify the outputs for task 3.3. Alright, and we will have these notes for you in the workbooks as well. And task 3.4 is about dynamic ARP inspection, and it's almost the same as the task in the last version. Still configure on switch 3. Oh, here we miss switch 3. Okay. Switch 3 between router 5 and router 12. Okay, here there is another difference. They removed one connection between switch 3 and router 12 and another connection between switch 3 and router 5. They delete one connection. Okay, only one connection between them. Used to be two in the last version. Alright. All these differences will be shared to you after you join us and get started for the preparation. Okay, so no worries. Okay, now let's look at demo 7. And this is about zone-based firewall on router 6. It is almost the same as the last version. We will configure on router 14. So different destinations and different subnets, but the rest configuration are very similar. Okay. And finally, the demo. Let's look at demo 8. It's about umbrella, and it will be the last task on the exam, which is named 4.6 umbrella. And you will need to find out breaks in the PostScript file and fix them. And finally, you can create the internal domains successfully, and then the task is being done. Okay, alright. And this is the one of the two we said it's like the task format in version 5. Troubleshooting tasks. Okay, you need to find out the breaks and fix them in order to get this task work. Okay, and this one also belong to troubleshooting tasks, because the access list configured on switch 3 are configured wrongly. So you need to find out and correct them. Okay, and finally then you can get this task work. Okay, and all these 8 demos are about the second module named DOO. After that, we will take a look at the first module, design. And this is about design topology. And you will see 16 requirements at the beginning, at the very beginning on the exam, which is about tech PC here, TAC PC, and his access requirements. Okay, and pay attention to the headquarters. It is St. Joe's. Alright. And this topology is very similar to the one in the last version. Also here maybe one obvious difference. With adding umbrella content inside. Okay. And after this, we will take a look at design the question 4. Okay, alright. And we will try to answer it here. So let's look at the question: which technology components map to the design categories to realize the initial logical solution? Choose all that apply. So look at here, network security. Network security, it should be easy to know, belong to this. Okay. And network micro segmentation is about trust set, right? Here. Okay, and endpoint security here should be antivirus, right? And session authentication should be radius. We use radius protocol to communicate the device, the network device between network device and identity service engine, right? The NAD, right? NAD will send radius request to ISE. Here in the lab will be switch and sending radius request to ISE authentication server. Alright. And resource retrievability should be mapped to DNS, as the purpose of DNS is to resolve the destination address for the server, right? And supplicant addressing should be easily known as dynamic host configuration protocol. And we said it DHCP. Okay, and the network retrievability should be routing protocol here. Alright, so this is the correct answer for question 4. For question 4. And here is the question 14 for design and choose the correct options to develop a very unique addressing configuration for the solution. So this is a drop-down menu. You will have these three options on the exam, and then you choose this one. Under networking tab, and select this item, right? And go into properties to in general setting to choose obtain an IP address automatically and obtain DNS server address automatically as well. Okay, so it is very easy, right? And we provide only these two questions for design. You will get 42 questions in total on the exam. Alright. And our solution for design and DOO is very good. It's getting very higher scores. Okay. After the lab demo explanation, we will talk about how to prepare for the lab exam. Okay. Here is about the service package, and you can take a quick look. About materials, we will provide verbals, videos, and instruction files, as well as tutor supports, and it 100% cover the real exam. Okay, and as we said, our solution is getting very high score for design and DO each. And material list currently only one set for design and DO each. So it is very easy to get past. And don't miss this very good time for taking the exam, alright? And red hours, we will provide 120 hours for accessing the rest. And it will be through RDP access, remote desktop protocol access. Okay. Okay, allow me. Okay, sorry. Let's continue. And tutor service, yes. And we will have the latest exam info for you. And this is a 3-month service. Okay, you will get these verbals finally. And this verbal will be shared face by face. Okay. And we have created videos for you for each task. And our practice environment is almost the same as the test room environment, which ensures the high pass rate. And we have, as we mentioned previously, 2 types of RADs, 5.5.12 and 5.5.16. And it is the same on the exam, which means Cisco has these 2 types of RADs as well. Okay. And we will have a reservation system for you to book the sessions accordingly. And you will have 60 hours for each rack. Okay. And here is an example. Choose this time slot for practice. Book the session for practice. 8 p.m. And the session has 2 types. One is 4-hour session and the other is 8-hour session. You can book them accordingly. Okay. And here are the only difference between our RAD and exam RAD for 5.5.16 and for 5.5.12 as well, which means is the red items. Okay, the red brands. In 1 hour RAD for this type of RAD, we might have 2 scenarios. Either this interface or this one, but in exam only this one. Okay, and we have notes for this on the verbal as well. And for 5.5.16, the difference for management interface. Okay. While on the exam, it should be this one, and on our RAD, it is configured on this interface. Okay. And here are the RAD's appearance. It's very easy to understand and very easy to move on to practice the task. You only need to open the empty putty and the other one named connect PCs for PCs access, and here for switches, routers and ASAs, also as well as security appliances like ISE, ESA and others. Even though they have removed ESA from the convention, and we have kept this item first to avoid they might have this item added back again in later days. Okay. And about tutor support, we will answer your doubts or questions, and we will follow your preparation progress. Also, help you troubleshooting practice issues during the session. and we will evaluate your performance before you go to take the exam. And surely we will keep you posted about the latest exam info. And we have instructions for you. We have instructions for you to start the preparation. Alright. And a study plan and instruction for verbal, direct instruction for FTP, and instruction for video, and instruction for reservation system use. Okay. And here a table for device account. It's about username and password, more like that. Okay, more about that. Okay. And here are the preparation tips. So familiarize yourself with and understand the lab topology and requirements. As we said before, you need to get familiar with the requirements first, and then figure out the traffic flows. Okay. And finally, you need to get fully understanding or memorizing for the workbook. Let's say what we have configured in the workbook, then you should configure the same on the exam. Okay, and finally get the same outputs. After that, we should be able to get passed easily. Okay, and your accuracy as well as speed should be very good to achieve that. Alright. And the current CCIE number is 68,300 and double X, and we expect you to become the next one. Also, we will show you some security lab exam fail cases. With knowing this, you can avoid the failure reasons. Alright. Okay, the first one, not practicing according to the plan, which means not well get well prepared. And unsynchronized exam time. And the third one, modify the configuration themselves, which means they did not follow our solution, and they change the solution on their own. The last one is rarely happens, which says the examiner added some wrong point, which means they change your configuration, but as far as we know, they rarely done this. Okay. So be sure to 100% follow our suggestion and our solution, and make an adequate preparation before taking the exam. After that, we should be able to get passed easily. Okay. And here a study plan for preparation. 4 phases. The materials will be delivered into 4 phases. The first 3 are about DOO, and the final one, last one, is about design. Okay. 42 questions. Alright. And the first 3 about DOO, 19 questions in total. Alright. And here are the available slots in coming days, which have just checked yesterday. Checked by yesterday. Okay. So you can make a plan for the exam and get started with us as soon as possible and don't miss this great chance. Okay. Once again, this is the proof of the first pass in the world. Okay, we got pass on June 6th. You can verify it. It should be the very first pass in the world. Okay. Alright, once again, we will take a look at our service package. Even though we have solved this before, and here the standard price for the new version is $2,000. After discount price, it will be $1,800. We will provide you 3 months service. Okay, and the materials include these workbooks, videos, and instructions, as well as tutor support. Okay, one set for design and DOO each, and you will get 120 hours. Okay, for lab practice. Alright. So here you can join the study group to get CCIE Security Lab version 6.1 demos again. Okay, I will allow sometimes to do that. Okay.